Okay folks, let's see about a common problem for 2003 BMWs. Getting in and out of the car and you've got a torn leather seat bolster. Most of it's in pretty good shape, but this thing starts to bother you, so let's go to the junkyard and see what it takes to get a new one. Well, look at this one. This is great. Very tricky to take off, so that's what this tutorial will be about. This is the passenger side, which had a little bit of wear, but the new driver's side will be brand new. So we'll see about taking that thing off and putting a new one on. Let's get the old one off. If you're in the junkyard, you don't have to take the seat out. Just want to get that cover. Back cover off. There are two little buttons down under here. One right here, one over here. This will come off in a very difficult fashion. You have to pry up and underneath them and basically cut them off with a pair of side cutters. So the disassembly here on this seat and the reassembly of the seat we got out of the car from the junkyard to put it back together. What you can basically do with a tool like this, which is good for removing door panels, or a screwdriver, is to find your way up underneath that the head of that tab. It's not going to come out, but this will get you a little bit of distance if you pry on that, where you can get the cutters in. So that's what this really is all about. I did have one of them come out, but the other one was in there so good. So you're gonna mess the head up pretty badly. And then there's another one on this side. This is about as far forward as the electric seat will tip. So if you're in a junkyard, you don't have a car that's got any electric, so it'll be tipped back a little bit, but you can still get to it. Right under there. Okay, so I actually got this one out. I used a little prying technique. I got the pliers up on that guy. Then I used this tool to help additional pressure, prying pressure. So I actually got that one out. That one may actually be able to go back in. Alright, I got a light here. Now this is all a blind move for me, leaning in from the back seat. Got the pry bar there under the head. I need a little more pressure. Now I think it's time to just feel for the head. Get the clippers. Just feeling for it. This tab is holding over a piece of leather that's draping around from underneath. So I've got the head. I'm going to get my pry tool in there. Maybe we can get this one out too without cutting. Let's give a little twist, get a little extra force. We'll see. We have lost head. So that one will have to be replaced. But now the leather will come out. This side also. So now we can magic now. So you can see that the leather has got this plastic plastic edging bound to it. It fits into this groove. You have to release that completely. See, it has a little bit of a one-way mechanism, so that starts coming right out. So we got this side, and we're going to do the other side first. Foam attached to the seat cover, so it's going to be coming with, so don't try to separate the foam from the cover. Look over here, that foam belongs to the cover, I think. One is located right here. That's another one-way device, and there's another one on the other side. So those have to be pulled out. Then this, in the back, will be able to be removed, and that will ease the tension on the cushion and this back piece. That'll help us get the leather seat cover off. Let's see what it takes to get this little guy off. Okay, it's starting to come on a little bit. Let's put a bigger screwdriver in there. He's a little cranky. He's got those one-way tails on there. Let's put this tool in. Anyway, end up getting that much up. He's free now. Got that one. Alright, so that side's free now. Alright, so now we can wiggle this. Get that out. There we are. Look at that. Now, a few more things to do here. Here. This looks like it's another one of those plastic bound edges. It comes in and snaps and brings the seat back up and snaps away, so we release that. That had to be snapped off of there. That comes up and cranks over. Here's our replacement. It has this foam backing, And inside here is a seat sensor. And if you had noticed, this is the electric to that seat sensor. It's 2-wire. Okay, here's our little moment of truth here. Let's leave about in the middle. I had the other one cut in the middle. There. Now this cover will come off from this frame and be able to move forward. We'll reconnect to here. There's plenty of room to split this back, resolder those wires, and heat shrink and cover that up nicely. Okay, now the seat bottom can be pulled out from the front. Seat back, the bottom part of the seat back. It's like a wrestling match. USA versus Germany. That's moving forward. And it's going to lift up and off eventually. Got 2 clips up top to take care of. So these little guys are snapped on. There we go, just a little pressure from the side. And it flips out. And the seat cover, there's that little prying over here. Seat cover will lift up and around this. This one's a little more complicated. It has a spring in it. And there's 2 little springs inside here. We don't want to lose those. So lift that up. It's going to be detached from his little spring, pushing down and under and over. And there we go. There's those 2 springs. So we have to keep that in when we lift the leather around it. Move some of the leather, like that, around in preparation for, there we go, removal. This could, tear the leather if you're too harsh here. So there we go, lifting from below, getting around there. There we go. That was my, there we go, big move there. Alright, let's try that on this side. Push that in. That's probably safer. There we go. He's free. He's free. Now let's see if push in. Freed up on the bottom side. There we go. These bolsters very well fitted. So now we're lifting. Seat. And the foam. The foam has to come through where these tubes go through and hook to the chassis. That's going to require a band-aid. It's out the sheet metal, a little sharp. And it's free. Right, here's a look at the front of the frame. Again, having that wire come out would have required taking off this panel, and that's kind of tricky, and the seat has to come out, and I didn't do that at the junkyard. The seat didn't have any power, and it was going to be impossible to move it forward to get it free so I could get to the 4 mounting bolts for the rail. Okay. Let's see if we can get the new seat out. Lined up, the headrest, right. The side bolsters have to be managed. This is where the sharp metal is that I cut myself. So that went around, pushing very easily. The bottom of the seat. Take that plastic tab, there's the slot. Get some pull on that. There's a cut out in the leather that's going to fit over this corner. There's one, and a cut out on this side. That'll help stretch it for me. I rotate this forward and lift. That might be helpful on the other side pushing. There we go. It's going to be, there we go, yeah, doing that. Nice and tight. Okay. Let's see. Yep, it's time to work on this before we put the back on. So let's go get some soldering equipment. Alright, let's see what we can do. Let's take note. This the connector goes into the chassis right here, so that's going to fix the length there. Here I have plenty of overlap. I do want some overlap, so I'm going to cut about 1.5 inches off. Okay, we're now committed to the process. Need to strip away some of this insulation. Try not to cut ourselves. That's very easy to cut. It's like a vinyl. Trimmer. Okay. That. Do the same on the other side. Move the seat forward so it leaves here a little more leg room. About the same amount. We have a different color code, it looks like. The browns are the same. This was from the passenger side. It's going to be a pressure sensor, so it's not grounded or anything. I don't think it's going to be an issue if you hooked it up one way or the other. You just put the browns together. That's ground oftentimes in BMW world. Okay, that's a little planning. So let's make the solder joints overlap in different spots. So take the brown one, cut it off about 5 millimeters. The opposite color on this side, cut it off about that same amount. So now when they wrap, I'm going to strip them back and wrap them. We'll have them sit in different locations so the solder bumps won't bump each other inside the heat shrink. Strip some wire. outer vinyl covering. Okay, the right size. Let's set that back here. Okay, let's go get some solder. Do a little twist, solder twist. Your wires, you want to make a good mechanical connection, and then the solder freezes it in place. That'll do. There we go. I'm going to freeze this in place with a little heat. Okay, so now the two solder joints don't overlap each other directly. So there's like a little pointy piece of solder that wants to rub against the heat shrink and rub through. Joints aren't lined up. Okay, let's bring the bigger shrink over. In the middle. Alright. Okay, that looks good. Okay, he plugs in here. Looks like he'll stay. Got an extra wire. Right there. Let's see if I can get this back in place. This is going to locate on these two pins that go through here eventually, so it's going to be up that high. Remember, it was kind of hard to get this off up here, so we have to see about twisting that and getting it to go into that seam right there. Goes up. Let's see about getting this in place. They do this at the factory. Look, maybe they had some tools. Maybe something wide that would lay into that groove and push him in. Maybe they did that, yeah, simultaneously. Maybe they had 5 people working on the same seat at once. Yeah, that's wants to go in there. Skinnier screwdriver would work. Oh, yeah, just work around. And push with the adjacent hand. And it wants to go right in there. Look at that. That was easier than I thought. Push over here on this side while you're pushing, and then it wants to feel it kind of seating in there. Okay, I'm going to have to address these, or let's see, maybe I don't need those little pins. The car's 13 years old. I might not need that little pin. So I don't have those little pins. Give it a little. And right like that. That looks. This is easy going on compared to coming off. Okay, I'm about ready to cover up where those pins go. I'm going to give this a little test to see if I really need those things. Those pins keep this up. Well, this is very firm. It's not drooping at all. The pins down here, plastic pins, they keep that final piece of leather tucked up and under there, nice and clean. This will tuck in nicely. We'll see about that. Maybe we'll find something that will do that job. I'm going to forego those little pins. Coax that in with the screwdriver. And then, there we go. It's sturdy. Okay, let's see about putting this back together. These came in here somewhere. There's a spot. And this looks like it goes this way. There's a couple little fingers that look like the springs go onto. Let's watch for that. Push that leather down. Yep, fingers line up. There it goes. Nice. Okay. So there's the cover that helps to retain that springing. Let's just go ahead and try that. Maybe this went on before the... Yeah, this went on before... No, it goes on just like that. And click. Now on the other side. Looks like that will just snap on. These look like they snap from back, not so much. So get it on the side, yep, snapped it over there. Yeah, looks like that'll stay. Headrest. Round in, release. Press. Repeat. Okay. Alright, let's take a look at what it looks like from the front. It's nice and smooth. Oh, there's the nice fresh bolster. Beautiful. No bulging. Got pulled in on the bottom from the back. There we go. So thanks for watching.